Myth. A false belief carried in the minds of millions. You believe that what I consume is a choice. Myth. What society thinks made me this way. You believe that it's as simple as turning a page to love my body. You don't know that my behavior has ancestors characterized by demonic possession and holy fasting. 1200 AD, Saint Catherine, are you listening? But in that history, this was a mystery. It was affliction, never neurobiology, and those poor souls of Minnesota were reduced to personality changes all for the sake of starvation discovery? Let me tell you now that it's rooted in my genes. Anxiety, obsession, perfectionism, achievement-oriented, my personality. Paired with puberty and stressors of society, the dysphoria becomes less quiet, and I begin to diet. It's due to what you don't see. Neural circuitry underneath me is the dorsal that overtakes the ventral, racing to reduce anxiety brought upon by mere fear of food. Most would approach the reward they perceive in a bite of that cake, but me, I'm aversive. It's a risk I shouldn't take. It sometimes goes undetected because I'm not yet noticeably emaciated, but my anticipation response is too great because of this threat. Then I become the master behind closed doors. My eyes become detectives, analyzing every word and every number of every label of every liquid and every solid. That number on that scale, I control it. But once society finally sees that I've changed, they whisper words of hate towards the culture they create. Aware that girls are taught what matters is their size, my misfortune becomes glamorized. What comments does your mom spit about your body? How many skinny girls appear in news stories? Do your peers favor fat talk as a friendship feature? Do these questions really matter? It is not unless I internalize a thin ideal that influence of mediated cultural messages become real. With an unattainable picture of perfection, it's my body's satisfaction that begins to lessen. It's this dissatisfaction that becomes a problem, see? It conceives behaviors that relieve me. But already explained recently, this just becomes another factor to my destiny. Worse is what questions aren't uttered. How many calories do you intake daily? How do you describe your body? Do you ever feel faint? Do you have a trauma? These are questions the normal don't ask. But if they did, maybe my mother wouldn't have cried as my heart beat 40 times a minute, fear forever forced into her eyes when she hears that I could die. DSM-5, ANR. The label I've finally come to know. Years are spent rapidly losing weight and having an altered way of experiencing my shape. I'm sick, you know? It's an illness. It becomes uncontrollable. If you think it's a choice, here's some info. Logically, I wouldn't choose susceptibility to cardiac arrest or become suicidal and permanently rest. If I held some sanity, this wouldn't be my reality. Why give up height and bone density or breasts I can feel on my chest, all to be skinny? Myth. Treatment is easy. Myth. Eating isn't that scary. Myth. I just need to gain some weight. Myth. In my body, I feel safe. Myth. A false belief carried in the minds of millions. You believe that what I consume is a choice. Myth. What society thinks made me this way. You believe that it's as simple as turning a page to love my body.